So here we are at the homestead of my parents, looking upon a finished plumbing connection and electrical design. So we just finished. I'm a little excited, and I decided I would put together a little video. So we ran the pump actually for about, I don't know, about an hour, bit or about an hour, Daniel.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look pretty. I'll climb up the ladder here and you guys can see if I don't drop my phone into the tank, which would be really hilarious after all this time. So here's the muddy water. So it's got a lot of water. It's about, I don't know, 2 foot full on the bottom. About. That's my estimation, since, I'm such a plumber. Okay. We have a couple leaks, so I'll have to figure out how to tighten those. Not sure how to tighten them just yet, but the left lower one is leaking slightly. So anyway, I might have to like cut it. Like I could probably cut it right here, and then I don't know. I'll have to figure it out, but I'm gonna have to fix it. So that one's leaking. Everything else isn't leaking. Everything else is okay. But anyway, we got this going over here. We have our sediment filter in place, running into our booster pump. Running with a pressure gauge down to a shutoff valve. Shutoff valve then goes to a flush valve, which is one of the lower parts after pressurization. And so that is off currently. It then goes to our first pressure tank with a repair sleeve. So if you ever want to take this one off, you can take it off and then turn the ball valve, turn it off, and then you're able to disconnect it. We did the same thing after a little bit of struggle here. We have some more room so we can cut it and then add the slip repair, but we have the turn off valve on this one as well. This is then running, sorry, this pipe isn't connected. This is then running to the main. We have the main going as a step down. So we have the step down dropping about 18 inches, and then it drops down to about 24 inches. And then that then leads to the house. We flushed it out. There was a little bit of sand in there, so probably just 1 or 2 blockages, not a huge deal. And then from this opening, we're going to go ahead and run a reducer to a 3/4 inch, and then put a faucet and drinking fountain station here. And then this well is also connected, but just with this switch line down on the ground. So it's not connected to the pump tech. It's not connected to the float switch. This one will just continue to pump. So we actually pumped it for about 10 minutes, and then it was dumping quite a bit of water. I would say maybe close to 30 gallons a minute. And then it just started like dry heaving. So it was like, so we shut it off. I put the closed valve on it, and it's got a check valve on here as well. So any water that's in the line leading to the tank will not backfeed and then fill this well from your storage tank with the check valve, and then a secondary redundancy. You can take this off with the union we have right here. So just unscrew this, and then all of this can come off. So it's not set for permanent. I wanted to make it so that way it's just user friendly and modifiable. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this with some electrical warming wire, I guess, and then it will be ready for the winter. So anyway, that's that section all complete. Let's go ahead and walk you over to the other side of the main. Ooh, that was a dip. So our rigged pressure line project actually worked out pretty well. This is the remnants of it, but we disassembled it and then started assembling this. So we have everything hooked up. This is the new setup. So the main will come up again with another repair slip. So that comes up right here. So this can lower and raise about 2 or 3 inches, and then you can also pull it out and then rip this whole pipe out as well. I put it upwards because I had made a plan to put a filter here, but I just wanted to hook it up. So we can remove this, cutting it here. We can afford the extra area, I guess. But we can cut it here, drop it down just a little bit, redo this, and then hook up a filter in between here. There'll be plenty of room between there and the ground. And then we put a flush valve here as well. So the system will be able to come up, and then you can flush it. So in that way, we won't have this issue ever again of trying to get access to it. So anyway, I wanted to add that piece on there. The filter is leaking for some reason. There's no pressure on the system, but it's leaking. So I'm not really sure why it's leaking. So that's where that leak is coming from. And then everything else is fine except for this little valve right here is also leaking. I'm not sure what that is. We're at like 12 pounds of pressure and we got some leak. So I don't know, I'll have to come back and figure that part out. But I want to run the system and see how it functions after I get everything going. And then just see how many errors I made, if any. Again, not a plumber. But there you go. System is now complete. We're going to wrap. We bought a bunch of insulation and, of course, the electrical warm wire. And so we're going to wrap the pipes so that way they will not freeze or crack or anything like that. And so hope you enjoyed the tour. Have a great one.